What's up guys, and welcome back for another Ep.9 video, the latest instalment in my series on life as a corporation director. First of all, for those of you that are celebrating, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, or at least as merry or as good as it can be in the current climate. Those of you that aren't celebrating, I hope you're well, hope you had a good few days anyway. This is going to be a fairly quick video. I'm on a long jump at the moment, so it's a bit late in the day on the Sunday. I'm recording on Sunday, so day of upload. So video is going to be a bit late up, and I apologise for that. But I was contemplating not doing a video at all this week, but decided I had enough to talk about just to make it a quick one. But it does mean there'll be no new skin, because I'm just in my Astro going on 35 jumps or something like that. So Astro in the Deathglow Hunters skin, but you've already seen this one if you've been following the series. The reason I was contemplating not doing a video is because there's not too much to talk about this week, as I'm sure has been the case for most people because of Christmas. My Eve time has been considerably lower this week, and so there's not as much to talk about. But actually, I did remember that at the start of the week, so before Christmas, I was still playing as normal. And so we started on Monday with our mining operation. We mined in the wormhole this time, not high sec. So we had a bit of a security fleet going, and did a boosted mining fleet in the wormhole, which is pretty cool. Fun to do that. It's not going to be our normal thing, because we need the Veldspar for the Tritanium that you can only get in high sec. But one every now and again is quite good to do, to get the injection of like Bisto for the Zydrine, Arcanor for the Megasite, that sort of stuff. There weren't too many of us, which is another reason for doing it. Because we weren't risking as much ISK on the field with I think there was 4 or 5 accounts. Three of us mining, 5 accounts out mining, and then obviously a fair bit of security for guys who don't like to mine normally. They enjoyed the content, just running whole wormhole security for an hour or so. So that was quite good fun, a bit of a change up on the Monday night. And then immediately after that, actually, myself, Mastodon, who's our Chief Security Director, and Hot Black, the CEO, who you'll have heard me refer to a few times in the past. The three of us jumped in Drekavacs. I skilled up into a Drekavac. My skills aren't very good in them, but I can now fly one reasonably fitted. And we took a filament into Pochven, the Triglavian space. Basically just for a bit of an explore, a bit of fun, as a little triangle fleet of Drekavacs. It was, again, entertaining. It's the first time I've been in for a serious thing. Like I have another character that's actually sat in a station in there, but he's very, very low skill, doesn't have a combat ship, so he's pretty redundant. I haven't logged him on for a little while. So but with Wad and with Hot Black and with Mastodon, we were able to go round, and we didn't see any other players, but we took out a couple of drifters and some drones, basically to build a little bit of reputation with both Edencom and Triglavian. So that was good for our first run, and just to get a feel for the sort of how difficult the ships in there are. Because for the Drift, the battleship, the fleet that it was in was really hard work. It was a proper challenge taking them on in our Drekavacs. But that was really good fun. We were on comms, just chatting rubbish to each other, and trying this stuff out for a few hours. and so all round made for a good evening's gaming. Mining to start with, and then into trig space for a roam. And the joy at the moment with doing that while the event's going on is we could take the high-sec the high-sec ice storm filaments in with us. So we took a Triglavian filament into Pochven, and then when we were done, instead of having to scan down a wormhole and get out and pop out into low or null, we could just take a high-sec filament and pop it straight back out into high-sec, job done. So I think we're planning on doing another one of them fairly soon. They're both online, so I might suggest it tonight actually, depending on how late people are sticking around. But yeah, so that was really good fun. I would thoroughly recommend it to others if you get the opportunity. In other news, I've just started to get the mechanics set up for our industrial arm of the corporation. So get the roles all set up correctly for hangar access and things, so that I can make corporation minerals available to our trusted industrialists, and then those and some BPCs and things, and then those industrialists can use those minerals to build doctrine fits and contract them back to the corporation for a certain percentage as like a commission. So what I'm going to start with is 5% and to see how that goes. So 5%, if say they built a Drake using corporation minerals, nothing but corporation minerals, and a corporation BPC, they could then contract that Drake to the corporation for 5% of the jitter sell price. And so basically for nothing, they've made, say a Drake costs 100 million, that's a bit inflated, but say it costs 100 million, they've made 5 million for free in inverted commas. There's still facility tax and industry tax and stuff, but they'll basically make 4.5 million for their construction slot. It takes 2 hours or something. Now obviously there'll be a limit on the amount of minerals we have, so people won't be able to take advantage of this all the time until we're well and truly established. But set up a good amount of buy orders in our structure so that our miners can sell and fill those buy orders in the wormhole, and then I'll refine all that, put it in our hangar and make it available to the industrialists, who can then build and take advantage of the commission system. That's what is the plan, and I think I've got everything set up. I even have one person with the relevant roles. I just haven't told them that yet. So when we overlap online, I'll let them know and make sure everything works out before rolling out to a few others who might be interested. So that's where we'll be going this week. I also want to hook up with Necromancer so that we can get some stuff going in his C4. He has a Wolf Ray effect wormhole, which is a huge boost to armor and small turrets, but armor is the big one. Huge boost, like 72% to resists in a C4.
Drive active.
So we would like to, now that I've trained into the Drekavac and we've been trying it out in trig space and stuff, we want to take the Drekavacs into his wormhole and help him run some of the PvE and the content in there. I'm just in conversation with him at the moment about getting a date set up, and hopefully that'll be this week, so that we can start getting some collaboration rolling there. So my hope is I've got more to talk to you about next week. Still want to run a mining op tomorrow, but it just depends how many people are around. And yeah, mining op tomorrow. Hopefully some more trig space roams, get the industry properly set up, and the wormhole PvE. that's my immediate plans for next week. Also in the background, I'm still working on the Yule Festival stuff, just slowly ticking it along. So if we open this up, you can see I've got 340 points now. So got the potent brain freeze along here. Just this evening, actually, I had three missions in here that all were for hacking through the cosmic signatures. So I did all of them. One was for 2, one was for 3, and one was for 8. But luckily, the 2 and the 3 overlapped with the 8, so they were basically for free. So I ran the 8, and everything you can see in here is loot from that. You can see it's not worth a tremendous amount in high sec. The hacking I don't think is very good, but you can get some reasonable loot. So for example, this came out of one of them, which for 3 runs is worth 250, so it's worth about 20 million if you can get hold of the stuff and build it. You're talking 20 million. These things are really good, by the way. They're very expensive, as you can see. 3 of them goes to 250 million, but they're very good. They do both relic and data scanning, so look into them. If you're interested in exploration at all, you should look into these integrated analyzers. There's different types, but this is a good one. And I like having the blueprints of these, so I was pleased to find that. The rest of it's sort of meh. The overseas effect are the money, 8 million there. A couple of skins as well, but again, small ones. Atron Executioner. So that was from 8 sites. Just one thing on that actually is if you're interested and you're running these event sites. So I filamented in. There's a reason I'm having to jump so far. I filamented in to a high sec system, and obviously that drops you right in the middle of the storm. So if we jump onto the map, you can see we're currently in Sivala. Sivala's the red. You get dropped into the red system every time. So if you filament, you'll always go into one of those red systems. That's the center of the storm. And that's where the most sites are, but it's also where the most people tend to be, right? So if we open a local back up, I'm not going to do it quick enough. Local, there's 47 people here, and there's all sorts going on. So those sites will get done quickly. Actually, I'm in a busy part of space, so you can sort of ignore this because Udema is known as like the Gankers route and stuff. So there's a lot of people here. But yeah, so you'll get dropped into the red, and that tends to be a highly contested system most of the time. But my advice is, if you're in a system which has been highly contested and you're struggling to get what you want, to scan things down, just move. Like, you don't have to go far. Don't like filament away or anything unless you really need to. But so this is the system actually. This is where I'm going to show you the example. This is where I filamented to Tidacha, and in there were 24 people in the system. This is the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of Amatar space. There's not that much going on, but there were 24 people in that system. Most of them running the combat sites, obviously, but I'd say there were at least 4, maybe 5 of us scanning down the sites and the data sites, and that's a lot of competition for data sites. There aren't many of them, and one person at a time sort of thing. And if someone beats you to it, that's it. You can't race them at hacking. If they've started the hack, there's nothing you can do. So I was in there for a few minutes. I was like, this is silly. So just what I like dead end systems. So I saw in here. You can see that Bouftier is a dead end. But that's not part of the storm. But then you've got this little loop. So I was like, okay. So I just jumped over into Oddlib, and there were 9 people in system, including me, so 9 people in local. So that seemed kind of busy. Hit my D-scan. All 8 of the other people were mining. There were 7 hulks and an orca on D-scan. So, alright, cool. Launched my probes. There must have been 7 or 8 combat sites, and there were 5. Was it 5? Yeah, there were 5 data sites that I was able to scan down all by myself, completely uncontested, and just churned through 5 of them in no time. Then went to Yadi, again uncontested, scanned down 2, and then went and got my last one of the 8 in Jofan. Like, that's how sort of easy and ridiculous it is. This system, Tidacha, incredibly contested. There were so many people, I couldn't get any of them. I moved one system over, and I was alone. The only person there running any of the festival sites. No one running combat, only me doing data, and no one mining. So, if you find yourself in a heavily contested system, just move. Like, sometimes you just have to go one jump. My advice is, if you're in a fortunate enough position, is to go into dead end systems. I find people tend not to travel there, so often it's your best bet. But just move. So I would have tried Milu was the other one I was going to try, because that's also a dead end system. But yeah, like, it's not hard to do. Just jump across, and then you're fine. Don't just keep fighting in that same system. Anyway, that's probably all I wanted to say, to be honest. As I say, it's a quick one this week because after Tuesday, I think it might have been Tuesday, we started winding down the build up for Christmas. I've been hanging out with my girlfriend a bit more in the evenings and stuff, which has obviously been lovely. But we should start ramping up again this week. As I say, we're going to go and do some C4 sites. In conversation with Necromancer at the moment, and he seems keen. And then we've also got some high-sec mining tomorrow, and what else? I did say something else, didn't I? But I forgot. I'll get my industry set up. Get the corporation industry properly set up and established, and get a few guys up and running, building some stuff. That's the other thing. I need to pick up some BPOs for some of the modules. So the BPOs won't be very expensive, but we need to pick them up and get them researching. So that's all on the list. And I need to pester Hot Black about getting our reaction facility installed as well, so we can start getting the Tech 2 stuff going again, all the way from Moongoo.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, that's the plan. Oh, and then just to touch on one last thing, more about the channel than anything else. I did my first, so during the week I did do a quick video on just some wormhole exploration, which I'll put a link to here if anyone's interested in just seeing what sort of loot's available. But that's what the video was about, but also it was my first giveaway on the channel. I wanted to give something back a little bit to the community that we're growing. I really like interacting with everyone, and I just wanted to engage that a little bit more, so we did a giveaway. First one is the fully fit Astro that you can see here. I gave away the same fit, minus the skin unfortunately, but the same fit. And we had really good engagement. I think we had it was 33 people actually enter, and some more engagement on the channel, on the video as well, the people that weren't entering, but they were engaged. So that was really good. We'll be looking to do a lot more of those moving forward in the new year. My plan is to keep them, to not do them on this series, and do them on sort of specific videos. So what I would quite like to do is, like I did for the last one, is sort of use the ship in anger, so like use the Astro for exploration, or maybe use a Drekavac for trig stuff and put that in a video, or use a Gila for combat sites, that sort of thing, and then at the end of the video do a giveaway of that ship and fit. That's my plan, to make it sort of relevant to what's going on.
Warp drive active.
So I probably won't be doing giveaways in this series, Life as a Corporation Director. But so if you're interested in doing those, in taking part in any of those, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get the notification, and turn your notifications on so you get the notification when I drop a video outside of the normal weekly one, because these videos are every Sunday, but we're doing my giveaway ones sort of midweek, so you want to at kind of random times, so you'll want to have your notifications turned on if you want to take part. But so that's it, guys. I'll leave it there. I've probably actually chatted longer than I intended, probably about nonsense. Sorry it's late, and I will catch you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.